Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I am Dan Brody.
MJ up in the house.
I know Tina, I know Maria, I know Slick Rick, I know all of our great friends are watching because it's Thursday night. It's 10 p.m. A brand new Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty is now.
Merle.
Wrestling fans, we missed him in Tampa, but have no fear. Demolition Axe, the masked superstar, one half of the greatest tag team in WWE history, returns to MWF Studios in downtown Melrose, Massachusetts for two big nights. Saturday, May the 22nd, Sunday, May the 23rd. Axe will be taping historical episodes of Wrestling Insiders along with live shows featuring cyber autograph signings. Demolition Smash signed a limited number of photos when he was with us in Florida. Axe can add his signature to give you a beautiful collectible. Head on over to bostonwrestling.com to pre-order yours now and keep wrestling legends working.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
At Night of Champions 2020, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns successfully defended the WWE Universal Championship against his cousin, Jey Uso, in a must-see battle. Here is your chance to own a piece of Roman Reigns moments before battle on this beautiful limited edition autographed 11x14 poster direct from friends at WWE. It's number 19 of only 50 made. Includes WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself, suitable for framing and matting. You'll also receive a bonus Legends autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out on Wrestling Insiders as our thanks for helping keep wrestling legends working. Get this ultra-rare Roman Reigns autograph poster now. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back. Marty went on his little adventure. He's back. Oh, please. We're not
I'm going to call Virgil.
No.
You don't want me to call Virgil?
No. We lost so much footage last night thanks to...
That was your fault. I didn't do it.
John C. Reilly and Cecil the Lion.
No, they did good, man.
They did good, other than the fact that they forgot to change the
You
drive.
did. They told you
I'm
it
not
was...
in the control room.
They told you it was full.
You're talking about a situation with different people from 2 days ago, Marty.
Apples and oranges?
Apples and oranges. No, you're talking apples and carrots at this point. But anyway, would it be typical for Mean Gene to have a beverage or a few before he arrived at the TV tapings? Or was he usually spot on?
Oh, he was spot on, man. You couldn't beat Mean Gene.
Because
he was like natural.
We made the point yesterday in the original version of this we taped. Look at all those nameless, faceless women they have now that the fans will forget about 3 months from now.
I can't believe you don't say that,
what
man.
What do you think about your match tonight?
Stop it.
With Drew?
You don't like that Spanish girl? Yeah, she's so pretty.
They change them in and out so quick you can't even...
They do that.
Remember them.
Turnover.
None of them in 30 years are going to be talking about Mean Gene. I mean, none of them in 30 years will be talked about like we're talking about Mean Gene right now. It's the point that I try to make. Mean Gene had value.
Eye candy.
But I mean, there's a million different ways you can get
eye candy. You're 21, you look good. You're 23, get out the way.
I mean, even during the Attitude Era, you know, when I was of
that is the Attitude Era.
You know, it was cool to see it for a little while because it was something different to see the, you know, the scantily clad women and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's not why I tuned in to see
you told
what
me
I wanted to see. I didn't.
You told me
what?
You told me you're not gay.
I'm not.
Well, you don't like the pretty women?
I wouldn't tune into a baseball game to see pretty women, and I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. It's just, it's not the platform
I forgot to wear my Yankees hat.
Oh. It's not the platform I want to see that on.
Who's going to wear a Yankees hat? They said, no, they'll kill you.
For whatever the reason, WWE, it worked for them for a couple of years during the Attitude Era, and they've stuck with it now, yeah, for the past 2 decades, and it's continued to see the fan base erode, and I don't know why they keep going with it the way they do.
That's not why the fan base didn't erode because you got pretty girls. The fan base eroded because 1 year in the business, 2 years in the business, you got this guy and he'll be gone tomorrow because he can't hang.
Well, you got that.
Who's been the longest lasting? Roman Reigns, and who else lately in the last 5 years?
There's a buffet of problems, that's for sure. But I think the overexposure of the women being shoved down fans' throats as if they're equal to the men, when outside of someone like an Oscar who gets in there and works like one of the boys, eye candy's one thing, but when you commit a third of the show to bad-looking wrestling,
no, they did a whole pay-per-view to themselves. You know about that?
And you know how much they couldn't even, they were trying to fill the building. They were selling tickets for $5.
Oh, that's not, is that true?
$5.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God on the kids'
Really?
lives. There wasn't the interest for it. They were practically begging people to get in. But anyway, poor Mean Gene, we miss him. We wish we could have had him here in studio. Yes. Another man we spoke about in a recent episode was another one of the brothers. I don't know if I'd call him part of the brotherhood, where his stint in the industry was so short, was Tom Tiny Lister Zeus.
He was in there a little bit.
He teamed with the Macho Man Randy Savage.
And they didn't accept him.
Sherry Martel in their corner against Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake with Miss Elizabeth. It was a great way to disguise and hide Zeus's limitations, to have Randy do the great body of work in there, and then just get Zeus in for a couple of limited spots, I thought.
Remember John Nord?
Yeah, the Berserker.
Berserker, yeah. And didn't he do Barbarian, too?
Nord the Barbarian.
Yeah. But Berserker was when he had the horns.
The horns, yeah.
Yeah. He came in his dressing room in Miami, and he goes, I don't feel very good. And he pulled his pants down and bent over, and he blasted, he shit all over the damn wall. And it smelled so bad. Everybody got their bags and had to go to another dressing room.
What does that have to do with Zeus?
Nothing.
Oh. All right. I guess it's like an Easter egg on a DVD.
I just remembered it, though.
Well, good.
Nord blasted, sandblasted.
If we can get the Berserker in the studio, we'll have to ask him
y'all would love that.
He
is fun, man. He's a fun dude.
Well, I told you. Give me the contact. We'll try and set it up.
You mean call Virgil?
No, just no phones until later tonight. Okay. We've got to get through this material that we lost yesterday. We're still behind.
Let's go.
Do you think there was resentment? Zeus claimed he got
I know there was
56 grand, and he felt a little slighted that he got even that. And you know, a lot of the boys on that show didn't get 56K.
No, a lot of boys on that, not even just on that show, because he was coming in and doing house shows too. You know, to get ready.
Just interviews.
Yeah. Well, no. He did matches.
He was working matches on house shows?
Yeah, they were getting him ready, you know, for them. They didn't care back then.
Are you sure about that? I know you lived it.
I was there.
All right.
But they used to do that to us, and we were so embarrassed. We do a show, pretty much the same match you did in Denver. Now you're going to go to Sacramento and do it on a pay-per-view, and people in Denver go like, that's the same match they did here. You know, come on, man.
Were they tag team matches on the road that he was doing?
Him, no, I think it was singles.
Oh, my God.
Why you say that?
Because, like I said, every time he was featured on television, he was put in a tag team match with a decent worker to try and hide his limitations.
Well, he was new. I mean, he didn't know, much about wrestling.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good.
I mean, I think it was a pretty good actor. Thing to do. I wouldn't put him in a singles match.
You know,
he
was street. He was very street. and he didn't like a lot of wrestlers.
Now, why was that?
Because he was street and they were white.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, he loved me and I loved him. You know, thank God he took me under his wing as far as showing me. I told y'all that, right? Showed me around L.A. Because there's underground clubs. It was called the Black Playboy Club. And a lot of y'all there going to know about that. But, you know, white boys didn't get to go to that. And unless you were invited, you know, special friend or something. And he took me to it. I told you, Magic Johnson.
Yeah, Magic used his Magic Johnson.
The night I was there, Magic came out to fucking, it was a nice fast place too. Hugh Hefner had nothing on this place. I mean, it was an upstairs room. The Magic kept coming out of these different rooms with different.
It was like trick or treat.
And they were all white girls. There wasn't no black girl. He was all, well, he's married, ain't he? Oh, I'm sorry, never mind.
I think Mrs. Johnson probably.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Figured things
I
out
made
by
it up.
now in
I made it up.
2021.
I made it up.
Since that crisis broke out, I think, my God, what was that, 92? Late 91, early 92?
When the age thing?
When Magic Johnson came out, you know.
When it happened, I was sitting there saying, fuck.
You weren't exactly
It was like
surprised.
10 girls in one. It was probably actually only 4 girls that one night. And who was with me? Tiny. You know, he was with me. But me and Arsenio Hall got along real good. We were sitting there cutting up too. So
Arsenio was at the Black Playboy Club.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
Those are the ones I
night.
knew.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of people there. But those are the ones I knew.
And let me ask you this, for a pay-per-view like SummerSlam 89, what would a good payday for someone at your stature be for that show?
For what?
For SummerSlam 89, where you worked kind of a mid-card 6-man tag.
You mean for the boys or for?
No, for you.
In-store, $5,000.
$5,000? Oh, well,
It's
so I can understand. It wasn't 56, that's for sure.
No. Well, and that's why the boys got mad.
Yeah.
Because, like, we wrestle all year round. He's going to come in here for one show and get all that money in main event. We've been here all year, you know, and I understand their point, but I also understand the crossover. You know, you're getting money crossover because he's an actor. You're pulling them. You know, you're getting them too.
I have to say, I understand their point of view, but
Right.
I thought he was a great attraction. As a kid, I really wanted to see what was going to
was a
happen
kid
with this
then?
monster freak
Man, you're young.
in Hogan. That
Pull
they
that
crossed
tarantula-
over from the
right
movies
here.
into...
Pull that.
Oh,
Another
here we go
tarantula
with
leg.
this. All right, thank
Right,
you.
right
Thank
here,
you,
right
Marty.
here,
No
right
one's
here.
going to notice.
Other side, left
All
side
right,
of your
this
face.
one? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. So on to post SummerSlam 1989. The event was in the books. Everything started to be prepped for Survivor Series 89. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, we mentioned, just won the tag team titles in Worcester, Massachusetts.
I forgot they
defeating
did, but
Demolition.
yeah, when
and
you-
look at what happened. All of a sudden, they weren't making the money they wanted. Ted Turner was about to start giving out guaranteed money now that he bought WCW, and Arn and Tully gave their notice. Shortly after that notice was given, the man you're making right now, right there, the T, Tully Blanchard.
No, time out.
Oh, what do we got?
I feel that. I'm feeling that. I got so much pain because my ankle just reconstructed surgery, and Brother Man here has that natural stuff.
Well, it's a good
It's
thing he's
actually-
off camera. I don't know if he wants that to be known. But
No, don't turn the camera. But man, I actually thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, brother. You want me to say your name?
anyway, Marty, see, I
What?
almost called you Tony again. Remember how many times I did that the other
I'm
night?
not black and I'm not a racist.
I did that with Demolition, too. I kept calling one Barry, and I kept calling the other one Bill. And
Yeah,
obviously
at the
I
same
was wrong,
time?
But no, that's why it was so odd.
That's what messed
but
up.
I tell you, when you have these long taping days, things escape you.
We've done. He's gonna wear the same clothes for the next 5 weeks. I'm gonna change my shirt the next
All right.
next interview.
Arn and Tully gave their notice as tag team champions. Obviously, WWF got the
How do you
belts
know
off
that?
them. Why is that?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
how do you know
wrestling
that? How
history.
you?
Wrestling history.
No, people don't know that,
Well, some do.
but now they do.
I knew. Arn and Tully gave their notice. Vince McMahon said, okay, you're dropping the belts to Demolition at the TV taping. Tully Blanchard was suspended for a failed cocaine test earlier
Which
in
I still can't
1989.
believe, man.
And what I thought was funny was they kept Arn Anderson on the road, in Boston at least. They did Demolition against Arn and Haku. He took Tully's place.
And Arn Anderson recently said on his, he does a weekly podcast now.
And that was my time, you know.
Arn's payday shot through the roof.
Arn.
So, yeah, Vince kept his word, at least to Arn Anderson, that he would at least meet or exceed what they were making in NWA. So, but by the time he left to go back to WCW, he was at least even or made a little bit more with WWF than he did the NWA. And then Tully, we talked about how sad it was. The last full-time gig the man had before signing with AEW in 2019 was this run as the Brainbusters in WWF with Ted Turner, now a corporate organization, taking over WCW. They weren't going to exactly go out of their way to sign someone that failed a cocaine test in WWF. And outside, he did a couple of shots in ECW before they were on national TV. And I think he did Slamboree 94 against Terry Funk as a one-off in WCW. But the man did absolutely nothing for 30 years before Cody Rhodes welcomed him into AEW. I think that's kind of a sad story, but I know you said Tully could be kind of a little arrogant, but maybe too arrogant.
What are you talking about?
What we do?
No, I'm just kidding, man.
Back toys. Tidbits of
But the thing
information.
is, Jane Fonda was around TBS, WCW at the time. And I don't know.
So you don't think Jane Fonda wanted Tully Blanchard around?
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was Jane. But it's a sad story.
She spit on Americans.
Tully was probably...
You know about that, right?
What's that now?
She spit on them.
We've discussed that before.
Because my brother's a Marine in Vietnam.
I agree with you 100% as far as that goes.
You mad at her? You wouldn't kiss her?
At this point, definitely not. But like I said, we got to try and get through all the content we lost. But
so Tully and them left. I don't know. I don't remember. Tully would have been doing cocaine because we rode with him and Arn.
Yeah.
And we were, back in our younger days, me and Sean were doing a little bit of cocaine, a lot. And
depending upon the hour.
We'd be in the back seat. Yeah. Arn would be in the, Tully always drove. Arn would be up front, passenger. Tully's driving, me and Sean back here, and we'd be doing like this, passing the cocaine, and like, if we didn't know Tully was doing it too,
she had the wealth a little bit.
I don't think Arn ever did that kind. I don't know. And if he did, good, God bless you.
If you look at the history, what I find amazing is that I'll call it a vendetta, I guess, so to speak.
We'll go ahead and call it that.
It was longer than the dispute that went on between WWE and Bruno Sammartino.
That was a dispute,
wasn't it? It was shorter. Bruno came back in a shorter span of time from when he left through all those sex and drug scandals to come back in 2013.
Didn't he get a broken neck with Larry Zbyszko?
No, Stan Hansen.
Huh?
Stan Hansen broke his neck. Bruno's.
I thought it was Zbyszko.
No, that was just like a teacher versus student type angle. A little before my time. I believe when that angle began,
you're young.
I was swimming around, you know what I mean? But that's a different story.
Oh, you was a sperm?
I think it was around 1980 that angle took place.
Is that how you say it?
I was swimming at that point, swimming and growing.
A sperm.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just... It's an amazing fact. Bruno and Vince hated each other. That, you know, short of wishing death upon each other.
And that was before my time too. I was a sperm too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know nothing about that shit.
No, you were alive.
Bruno died. You know that, right?
Yes.
I love you anyway, Bruno. And I love you, your boy.
He was another one that I had reached out to about coming in.
Yeah.
And the price tag.
Oh, he threw it up. Well, because of his daddy.
No. Bruno.
Oh, okay. Oh, he threw the numbers.
Yeah. But anyway, I just think that's kind of amazing. The vendetta with WWF and Bruno Sammartino, you're talking a little over 20 years. With Tully Blanchard, it was 30. 30 years.
I don't think it was that long.
Oh, well, where else did Tully Blanchard do anything between 89
Texas
and
All-Star
2019?
Texas All-Star Wrestling with the Von Erichs.
Who the hell ever saw that?
No, nobody, but...
Well, no, I mean, he did independent shows, sure, but I mean, as far as
that wasn't
having a national
independent.
presence,
Texas wasn't...
He was in his mid...
It was a territory for a minute.
Are you
Texas
talking about
All-Star
before
Wrestling.
WWF?
Huh?
Are you talking about before WWF when he worked for his father, Joe Blanchard?
No, the Von Erichs territory in Texas.
World Class?
Yeah, that's it.
World Class was about dead at that point.
Yeah, but it still was alive.
Well, I don't know who saw it, but I'm glad Tully was there.
So Sammartino up in heaven Man, fuck you for doing that shit what you did to me in the goddamn courtroom. Excuse my language. He went there and said the rocker drop. He was an expert witness against me on a ninja that fucking did the move wrong. The rocker dropper with the leg over, just pancaking. That's all. It's easy as fuck. And you did it wrong, and you snapped your neck, and you even told everybody to tell me you were sorry you fucked the move up, and then sued me and WWE. And Sammartino, not David, Bruno shows up and he goes, that move can't be done safely. This ninja only fucking did headlocks and arm drags. How the fuck are you an expert on anything else? We're going to come and cost me $500,000. Bitch, well, I hope you're in heaven, but if you're not, I'll spit on you in hell. Okay, shit. All
right, well.
Did I just go off?
He had an axe to grind at that point in his life.
No, I got one that I grind now.
Now, you know what? I don't even want to touch that trial till we get till 1994 or so, because it's a very interesting time period. But I wanted you to share your thoughts.
You know, I'm kind of broke now because of $500,000.
Well, thank God we have this show to make up for it.
It is pretty
We probably need you about 300 times.
Can I get another gummy?
So at this point, before the...
I'm sorry about going off, y'all. I'm sorry, but that shit... Imagine losing it was $500,000 on doing a movie you done 50,000 times. Nobody got hurt.
To
One
an
dude
enhancement
did.
guy.
To what?
To an enhancement guy.
Yes.
That wasn't probably a
and
full-time
he even
worker.
apologized for doing it wrong. He says,
well,
I was thinking about doing it.
We're going to get there in 1990, eventually. Probably
I'm broke
in the,
now.
2027.
I actually got some money again.
Good.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Thanks to you.
Aww.
And Swaggy, my cat.
Even the cat
Yeah, he
contributes
hustles.
now.
He goes out in the neighborhood and hustles.
He's a cat whore. Now, is it just
I ain't gonna
cats,
say that,
or
but
are there any other animals?
He brings money home.
All right, well, I
he
guess...
he deserves his Sheba, you know, the food, the cat food.
I'm unfamiliar with it, but I'm glad he gets it. Now, we mentioned before, do you think that Dusty Rhodes coming to the WWF played a part in it? Arn and Tully weren't exactly big fans of his. Do you think maybe that might have nudged them even more to want to head back south?
I won't say nothing that I don't know, you know. Okay. But I know this. Old Dusty Rhodes. You know, Dustin and I, you know, Goldust, Dustin, best friends, man. We love each other.
I have such stories to ask you about him when we get to 1996.
Ask one now.
Told to me
or
by
cut
others.
line. That's one now.
No, because I
cut
want to keep.
There's a bunch of questions.
Because you don't understand what my goal is with these, Marty. Ultimately, someday, I would like to make a video, per se, we're talking right now about WWF 1989. I just don't want to have it with you. I want to have it with like 20 different guys from that era, all inserting their different
See, you
thoughts.
are gay.
So, what?
20 different guys?
Yeah.
You're gay.
All right. Well, if that makes
and
sense.
I'm not LGBT 12Q, whatever.
All right.
How's that thing go?
I think it's LBGTQ+. Plus, yeah, that's the new one.
Is that sound right?
It's like alphabet soup. I don't know. It changes. There was also the rumor going around that Tully was playing double agent, trying to get recruiting guys in the end of
I thought Kurt Angle was doing
in WWF to go down to WCW for that guaranteed money. Did you ever hear rumors about that?
I heard something.
Yeah.
And I didn't, I didn't investigate because I didn't give a shit.
You didn't investigate.
No, I didn't give a shit.
Did he ever approach you about leaving?
No.
All right.
No, because me and him had some kind. And Tully, if you're seeing this, you know you're a little arrogant asshole. You might not be that now, but you probably are. Didn't your daughter just do some arrogant shit that you probably told her to?
Oh, she sure did with that. And I thought that was a disgrace. Impact Wrestling decided to try and get some eyeballs on the product by doing something new. They made a woman their world champion, his daughter Tessa. Then when it came time for her to drop it, oh no, I'm with
she
my
went crazy
boyfriend.
or something.
I'm with my boyfriend in Mexico. I need $150,000.
God damn, Tully, come on, bruh. You know, and Tully, I want to love you to death. Even Arn says you're hard to get along with, and that was your damn tag team, damn partner. And I love you, little preacher man. And anytime you want to scrap it up, with my broken ankles, you ain't gonna do shit. But so you're welcome to try. But yeah, I'm going off again, ain't I?
Well,
But Tully was an asshole. You were an asshole. You know you was an asshole. And even Orange said, just relax. That's just how he is. And I saw you like a couple years ago or a year ago at some convention. You're, preaching now. So was Shawn Michaels. Man, you little arrogant ass motherfucker. You ain't changed. All you did was got your money from a different venue. You was getting it from wrestling. Now you getting from
a different work.
Yeah. But I still love you though. But like I said, anytime you want to scrap it up.
All right. Well, moving along, as we noted, on October the 2nd, Brainbusters at a television taping dropped the titles back to Action, Smash, Demolition.
And love you, Miss. What's his daughter's name?
Tessa.
Love you. I've never met you, but I love you to death. I don't know what you did. I heard some stories, but I still love you because you're Tully's daughter.
All right, good.
Well, don't cut me off like that.
Demolition regains the titles from the Brainbusters on October 2nd.
You know that, right?
Even though,
I'll come over this table.
Well, it would probably take either one of us quite a long period of time to get our bodies to make the movement.
Yeah, we're both going to be flipping. We're both going to be flipping like fish on the floor.
We can definitely think it. Even though, in the grand scheme of things, is it the biggest expose in the world? No. But even though
what are we talking about?
Brainbusters dropped the titles back to Demolition at a TV taping on October 2nd. They continue.
You actually know the date?
Well, I wrote it down. I did cheat. For the next several weeks, the Brainbusters continued to defend the titles at the house shows because it hadn't aired on television yet. Now, do you think it would have been more of a classy maneuver, maybe to say to the fans that, make an announcement before the match with the Bushwhackers that the Brainbusters had recently lost the tag team titles in a match you'll see on television soon? Do you think it was kind of sleazy business to mislead the fans like that, or just typical pro wrestling?
I don't know. That was a confusing question. You want to do it again?
Do you think it was kind of sleazy that they'd have the Brainbusters continue to defend the tag team titles on the house shows before the TV match aired with Demolition?
Because they already lost it. They did shit like that back then.
But I mean, I think almost it would give more credibility to the titles. I think it would make fans
they wouldn't worry about that.
You know
the only thing they care about, and I still love them. I love the McMahons, except for Linda. I ain't crazy about you, Linda. I probably would never have sex with you. But and probably now that I said that, definitely not. Actually, probably will now. But
you think Linda would be offended that you don't want to have sex with her?
Yeah, and she will try to make me.
Really? No.
I told you what she did.
I know. You've told us.
Let me do it again, in case, because we lost like 30 hours of taping.
I don't want to lose too much, so brush through it,
So
brother.
I was sitting there with Shane McMahon, and we got hung over, drunk as hell the night before. Shane always hung out with me and Sean because girls, partying. I hate to say drugs, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but yep. And so, what's that? What are you doing? You look
keep talking.
You look like a damn deer
was that
with a
one
damn.
or two, Jackie?
Is it that? You look like a deer having a conniption fit. What the fuck?
Keep talking, Marty.
So anyway, we went behind the green room. They put these rooms up for you to do interviews. There's a green and there's a blue. There's a screen behind because they can put according to what you're wearing.
That's the
so you don't blend in. And me and Shane are, oh man, we were hurting. And we found the quietest place in the building, the arena. I think it was Richmond Coliseum, but I ain't sure. But we're sitting back there, and Shane was laying there like, I think he was throwing up while he was asleep, which made me want to go over there and make sure, pull the throw up, I'm choked to death. But Linda come up, because they were looking for him, come up and goes, "Get your ass up." Mom, yeah. And she was like, "You was with the Rockers again, wasn't you?" And he goes, whatever he said, and she goes, "I told you we don't hang out with the help." And I heard that shit. I'm right 10 feet away. She didn't see me. One part of me wanted to get up and say, old wrinkled ass prune bitch. Let me spin your face on your skull. But I thought at the same time I want to keep my job. But I heard her say that.
And that's very insulting.
We don't hang out with the hell.
Like you were a maid.
The ones that made you fucking rich.
Did you ever think about making love to Linda McMahon before that?
I jacked off to her one time out of anger.
Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Marty.
And this is the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
It was all over BostonWrestling.com and our social media. But Leo, brother, they got to check out some of this merch.
They got to.
Check it out, fans, right now, available on eBay.
Cheer. Why, hello. I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as...
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to another episode of Wrestling Insiders, Party with Marty. It is, NBC used to have the big block of shows on Thursday night.
Let me call Virgil.
No, we'll call Virgil later. We have too much to do. And here we are. You have taken over the reins on Thursday night for wrestling fans everywhere. Coast to coast,
that was
globe to globe.
What was it called?
You have holiday cards here from all of these great fans.
Oh, yeah,
Tina and Danielle.
I talked to her this
she
morning.
goes by. Oh, did you?
Yeah, she said tell you thank you.
She's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll
you
be
said
joining.
she's got like 14 different names.
She does. I know of at least 4 aliases.
That's
I
not
know
true.
one of them is her real name, but she has at least 3 aliases.
How do you know that?
Because she has different usernames. She has.
Yeah, but how do you know
I've received mail
that?
from her by Tina. I never know what I'm going to get.
Have you ever had sex with her?
I've never met her. I'm sure she's a lovely lady in person.
She's pretty.
And if I'm not sure, I think where is she from? West Virginia?
I don't know, but she's Mexican.
Oh, well.
Yeah, or she's Hispanic, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
Oh,
That
see,
made a
I don't
big-
understand
that made
this
a big
shit.
difference, I guess,
Spanish,
but- yeah.
Hispanic, Latino, and what the fuck? Ain't it all the same thing?
All right, well, as we talk about...
Yeah, he gave me out of trouble on this one.
As we talk
I
about
went too deep there.
international flavors for the very first time in October of 1989.
What happened? What happened?
You and Sean joined the WWF crew for a European tour.
88.
No, 89.
No, we started in 88.
You went on.
We went in
you went on one of the
87, and we
WWF
got-
European tours in '88.
Oh, in the European tour, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking one of the
Oh,
European
okay, go ahead,
tours.
go ahead.
October 10th.
You know that was the first Spanish girlfriend I ever had? When we did what you're talking about, the international?
Really?
It was always after WrestleMania.
This is before that. This is October of '89, back when they used to do it in the fall. You and Sean worked the Rougeos underneath the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan the first night of the tour, London, England. Maybe your first time ever over in Europe, I don't know. What were your initial impressions of heading over across the pond, so to speak?
The girls are more friendly.
They're friendlier.
Yeah, to Americans.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like their own people so much. You know, the ones that say, hey, wait! They ain't really crazy about them. I'm sorry, y'all, because I love my mates. But they are Americans. They love Americans. And sometimes it becomes too many girls in one night. I mean, you can only do 3 or 4. I mean, if you're going to do them right. You can cheat shot it and like boom, boom, done, boom, boom, done. But what are we wrestling? Go back to wrestling.
Wait a minute. In London, England, your first night there, how you found some beautiful English women?
Yes.
How many?
Were they English? Is that
Well,
what
they were in England. If
So
nothing
that makes
else.
them English?
Well, not necessarily, but that would be my educated guess.
You're not educated though.
Well, anyways, but
Yeah,
you
they were-
found
they were
several
good.
women in England.
You know, the first girl that I ever in my life, and I'm down for anything as long as the girl gets hers. I'm gonna get mine, even if I gotta go back to the room and do it myself. I'm gonna get mine. But the first time that I never had a girl want me to do her and an alligator. And she had a pet alligator. She had a pet alligator.
A woman in England had a pet alligator?
Yeah, she was from Hamptons, the south part. Y'all over there now.
So, was this at a hotel? Or did you go
That's
to one
where
of
it
their
ended up
homes?
happening. You know, it ended up happening in my room. But she was from, Southampton's is a rich part, or at least as far as I know, of England, London. It's on the south side. Y'all know that. Y'all England people know that. UK people know that. But she wanted me to fuck her alligator. For some reason, it turned.
She wanted you to make love to the alligator.
She didn't say make love. She said fuck
Well, however we want to position it. I don't know how you'd position how big was the alligator?
it. It wasn't that big. It was like this,
So it was like a baby.
or like it couldn't tell. The
Well,
tail's longer than the body.
Did you
But
find,
it wasn't into fucking
yeah,
alligators.
well, I'd say that'd probably be for the best.
Yeah, because what if he turned around and snapped at me?
Well, did you find that situation to be more odd the night that
You know
Jake
what
the
I did? I
Snake,
went through all that because she was that pretty. I eventually wanted to get to her, so I had the fucking alligator.
You did not have sex with the alligator.
You asked the alligator.
Wait a minute. You had sex with an alligator.
I don't know if you'd call it sex.
Well, what did you do to the alligator?
Penetrated.
With what part of the body?
Mine.
Oh.
The bone.
Of all your stories, I don't know if I believe this to be true.
Well,
You had sex with an
I
alligator.
actually could call you. May call her.
No, we don't need to do that right now.
But we're still friends to this day.
Because you made love to. Is the
No,
alligator
but
still
no, I
alive?
like her a little bit. She's weirdo.
Is the alligator still alive?
That part I don't know.
I don't know the lifespan of an alligator,
I don't
so I'm
either.
not quite
Oh,
sure.
they
You're
get
talking
older because they
89.
get big. It was just like, a littler one.
You know, there's too. I can't because I have follow-up questions to this, but I just.
Go.
I don't. We're gonna get banned for Marty's love. The Chattahoochee was more than enough when we had Inside Edition calling the TV studio.
You know there's alligators in Chattahoochee.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
I'm not.
I'm sure
I'm
there
sorry
are
for
down
all
there.
my alligators out there. I just don't like fucking alligators.
So,
excuse
all
my
right,
language
well,
on that.
Did you at least, in the end, after whatever may or may not have happened with the alligator,
Can
did
you
make
imagine
love
a
to the
human
woman?
gator?
Did you get the woman at the end?
Yes.
You did. Now, did you find the alligator situation to be more strange the time that Jake got cocaine dick and he called you down
The
to his
snake
room?
with the scales
and
everywhere.
One of Vince's top female lieutenants in the company.
I don't know if she was
Had
top lieutenant, but
Damien-
she was in the office.
Damien was inside of her.
And he
Which
curled
situation
his
was more odd,
tail.
that or the alligator?
And Jake wanted me to go fuck her.
After that,
I love you, Jake. I'm sorry. You remember the story. I know you remember the story.
he wanted to give you Damien's sloppy seconds.
Well, here's what it was. He couldn't get a hard on that night because coke dick. You know, when you do so much coke, your dick will only get.
Yeah.
It goes right back there. And Jake wanted me. He liked her.
Yeah.
So he
wanted
wanted
her to be
somebody
pleased, yeah.
Yes, he wanted somebody to please her.
Outside of Damien.
Yeah, Davey was trying. Davey was curling that damn tail end of that damn. But the scales were all like she was laying there like a starfish, and we call them we call them starfish fucks, like this, but scales were all around off Damien, and he wanted me to go fuck her, and I'm looking at all them scales. I wasn't even worried about the curled tail. I'm looking at all the scales on her.
Yeah,
Nah.
that would be much. All right, but now I hate to even ask this, but
What?
did you find
No,
out if
you
it
don't
was
hate to ask.
a male or a female alligator?
The what?
Was the alligator male or female?
I don't know. It had one hole.
Dear Lord, you may have humbled the alligator like the sheep.
The alligator didn't complain.
The alligator didn't complain.
No.
All right. Do you think Annie would have serviced the alligator with her?
You already got it. In fact, he's got a fixation on Annie. Would
All
you?
right.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Be honest.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
No, total honesty.
Total honesty.
Would you let her blow the hell out of you?
Annie?
Yes.
No. No.
Why? What would you do?
No.
Slap her?
No. It wouldn't even get to that point.
What would you do? Like, get your mouth around.
They would have been a socially distanced situation created long before
Or
coronavirus. when
you'd
it came to
create,
that.
yeah, you'd create.
Back to this
Social
tour, though.
message.
I mean, you're over there, you're enjoying these lovely English women and apparently English alligators. 2 nights later, I don't know if you remember this in Belgium, company executive,
got kicked out.
the vice president, Jim Troy, got into a
Oh, he
heated
got
fight
his
with
ass
Coco
beat.
Beware. She
Yeah,
called Coco
boy.
the N-word.
Yeah. I don't think that's what it was.
Well, that's what.
He got
that's
no,
how I know
or
it to
Jim
be. You were there. Tell us.
Or Jim Troy.
Jim Troy and Coco got into the fight in Belgium.
Or Coco wore his ass out.
And to be fair,
And he was supposed to be a bad, like,
Jim
you know,
Troy
the one.
was an NHL guru
Yes,
at one point. I believe.
hockey, one of the bad boys, you know, because they got certain players that your job is to intimidate the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And Jim Troy was that. He was a bad shit. Coco wore that excuse my language. Wore that motherfucker.
describe the
sorry,
scene
excuse my
to us.
language.
Describe the
wore
scene.
that motherfucker out.
Was this at a hotel bar? Was it in an arena?
Well, we started at a club.
Okay.
And Andre Giant was in there. You soaked like apples or pears. It was a pear, and you soak it.
I've heard those can be delicious.
Yeah, I don't know about delicious, but you
They
eat.
get quite a buzz.
Yeah, you eat that motherfucker, and you're gonna be seeing different colors. Everybody else will see the blue sky. You're like, nah, it's green, it's orange.
I cut you off, but what was it that they dipped the pears in?
The what? Bottle.
But what kind of alcohol is it?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was the strongest one you can get, which is abstinence.
See, it's a good we have help.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard those pears can do a number on you, and they are delicious.
Yeah, and Jim, I like Jim. I mean, I was good with him.
So Jim Troy had one of these apples.
And acted the ass, but the thing was, Andre Giant was there.
Mm-hmm.
He ate one of the apples. Goes, next.
He needed an apple tree or a pear
Yeah,
tree
he needed a whole
to get
tree.
a buzz for him.
But it went south because Jim, you know, he did it. I like Jim. I like you, brother. If you even see this, but he got a little raw on Coco.
Did he call him the N-word?
He might have.
He might have. You don't remember?
No, I don't.
Or
no.
you don't know either way?
No.
All right, fair enough.
But he did say something negative to Coco, and Coco said, what? And then Coco stroked him up. Coco stroked him up.
At the bar now.
At the bar, and then we went back to the hotel, and Coco come and got me. He goes, let's go fuck his room up. I'm like, that would be fun. And you know, sorry, Jim, I did. The only thing I did was threw the TV out the window.
Oh.
Well,
you know,
Coco was
that
broke.
was kind of
Coco.
a common wrestling thing, unfortunately, back in the 70s.
Yeah,
for
Hercules
whatever
did.
reason, throwing
Hercules did
TVs out of
Every
windows.
time Hercules.
I don't know what the humor was in it, but
Every time Hercules would get fucked up, he would throw the TV out.
he'd throw the TV out
Yeah,
the window?
he hated TVs.
Now these maids must have been very confused when the wrestlers came to town.
Well, you gotta remember,
when
this
they
is
came
way
in to
back-
clean the next day and the television set was missing.
This is way back when they were called housekeeping.
Okay, I'm sorry. But so you were involved in going to Jim Troy's room with Coco. Where was Jim Troy?
Still knocked out at the club, still laying there like a starfish.
So how did you get into the Jim Troy's room?
Shit, all you gotta do is giggle. But
You giggled.
yeah, if you know, some of us weren't always, did good in our life. Mm-hmm. In our younger life, we had to make money and eat. The main thing is you had to eat. So sometimes you learn things you shouldn't do.
And that was a mistake, you think?
Slide a little card in between, open the door, it's like magic. Easy. Open.
And bye-bye went the Samsung.
That wasn't my fault.
Now, what did Coco do to the room?
Oh my God. He fucking broke everything in. I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because you're going to have him on the show.
Well, it'd be an interesting topic of discussion. If
Ask
he
him
comes
about
on.
it. Ask him about you.
Sometimes it's always interesting.
Let me call him?
It's like you said.
Let me call him.
Looking at two. No, please.
Don't call
looking
him.
at. Remember how you said it's like two people sitting around looking at the moon on the water. Oh, I see
Right,
the moon
wherever
right
you're
there.
at.
You see the moon right there, and
Right.
you're both right.
Right.
So what do you remember Coco doing to Troy's room?
Oh my God. felt
it's got to be good.
I felt like I wasn't doing my part because he was breaking everything. Only thing I think I did was accidentally. I picked the TV up. I was going to try to keep it.
Yeah.
But I stumbled and went out the window and down by the pool.
Little Tim Miller act.
Yeah. Yeah, but Coco's sitting there, wham, 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 breaking every
Like
motherfucking
furniture
thing.
you're talking about?
Everything, everything. And then we got questioned about it the next day, like, was y'all in Jim Troy's room? We're like, no.
No, it was just a coincidence. That just seemed to happen the same
somebody
night.
somebody saw us coming up. Nah.
Well, as legend has it, on that same tour, you were temporarily fired from WWF in 1989.
I was temporarily fired from them like every other year.
And, you know, we've had interviews here on the set. It said at times the Rockers were known to drug rats. And then once they were done with them, tossed them out of the room, almost like the Sheik was known to do. Is there any truth to that?
Drug rats?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Roofies.
We never did roofies.
I wouldn't think that you'd need them with the
GHB. No, we didn't. And Beefcake, I love you to death. Missy, I love you to death. That's his wife.
Yes, I have spoken to her before.
Did you have sex with her?
No.
She can blow it. Oh, shit.
I'll have to mention that the next
No,
time.
don't do that.
All right.
I'm sorry. That slipped. That slipped. I'm sorry.
But did some situation come up in Europe whether these females were GHB'd or just you were done with them for the night?
You know,
threw them out of the
okay,
hotel?
I'm going to go back to Beefer. I
All right.
love you, Beefy. Love you, man. But here's something. I mean, if you want to go stroke it up toe to toe,
Well,
bring it on. I love you. I don't want to have to hurt you. But if you know, we will be honest, he said one time the Rockers used to, it wasn't rupees, it was halcyons. You drop a house.
Yep.
Yeah, you drop a halcyon in the drink, and you know, it was actually like you're doing them a favor because you're gonna feel good. But you know, girls will get too fucked up, and then you know, you just take advantage. If you was that kind of person, you take advantage. Well, man, do you know how many girls we had all over us? And we got
That's
to roofie
right.
somebody. We got to roofie a bitch. Come on, man.
The quality that you guys could have access to when you were on the road.
Pamela
that's
Anderson.
To me, I wouldn't see the need for you guys to have to actually drug a woman to get them.
But you know what? We did do some crazy stuff, though.
Lots of crazy stuff.
Yeah, sometimes the girls would be a little arrogant and cocky.
So then you drug them.
No.
Oh, all right.
No, we let them pass out on their own. And then, you know, like one time in particular, to be fair, I think he's talking about this. I think just one time, he put it on every time. This one bitch was being such an arrogant bitch. Like, I don't see no damn, she was looking for a certain champagne. I don't see, you know, whatever the good champagne was back then. Dom Perignon or there was another one. It's more of a brother's. Brother's got a certain champagne. But whatever it was. And she's running her mouth. She was pretty. I accidentally went ahead and got it. But she...
oh, wow.
She was being very rude to our friends, to the boys, you know, to the wrestlers. And her little simple ass, after her last beer. So I'm going to put it on Sean. I might have helped, but I think Sean did it. Pulled her out to the hallway of the hotel, and we took he took a toothbrush and, you know, stuck it up in her.
He cleaned the cavity.
Do what? Yes. And left just the bristles sticking out. And we went and knocked on every door, not even just the wrestlers, everybody's door. We're knocking on everybody's door. So she's laying out there with a toothbrush sticking out of her pussy.
Oh, and you know what? In what other industry would we be looking at this as comical as opposed to this violation of humanity?
I didn't do it.
Well, yeah.
You know what, at the time it was happening, we didn't see it like that. We just saw
Yeah.
it as like, oh, you want to be a little bitch? Yeah. Okay.
You're going to get the toothbrush treatment.
Got the right people.
Now, is that why you were fired for a few days?
What?
Is that the reason why you were fired for a few days?
Oh, no, I got fired for Steph.
In October of 1989?
Oh, man, I can't keep up with all the firings. I got fired like 8 times.
Well, in 89, you
Seven,
were fired for just
6.
a few days. You and Coco was canned for a few days because of the thing with Jim Troy before they brought him back, and you guys got canned too. It seemed like there was always something crazy going on.
Those guys, me. Sean never got canned.
No,
I wonder
him too.
why
It
that
was both of
is.
you.
I wonder why that is.
It was both of you.
Do you think Sean's got big, thick lips?
I never really paid attention.
You're kind of
to be
gay.
honest. Huh?
You're kind of gay.
Thank you.
Well, no, don't you like us?
No. I want to know, is that why you got fired in October of 1989? Was it the toothbrush incident, or was it something even more
No,
bizarre?
I did too much cocaine.
You did too much cocaine?
Yeah.
So no one really cared about the fact that the Rockers may have stuck a toothbrush in someone's cavity and knocked on everyone's doors in the hall to come and take a peek. They were upset about the cocaine usage.
I failed the test.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. Don't worry about that shit. You failed the cocaine test.
And you know what's interesting back home here in Providence, Rhode Island, as that tour was going on? It was a non-pay-per-view version of the King of the Ring tournament that used to be a New England exclusive back in the day that Tito Santana won. So Tito was probably having a nice quiet night, drove home to New Jersey. Jackie was at the 150.
Oh, he called you Howard.
I get the names. I was calling you Tony. How many times the first day?
How much dick do you stuff in your wife lately?
Oh, my God. I'm not married, so none.
Well, your girlfriend, what's her name?
I'm not married, so none.
Melinda?
All right, wrestling fans, with that being said, we're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we're going to have more with what can only be described as the Party with Marty. Stand by.
The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Halifax Forum in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Saturday, May the 20th, 1995. In the opening contest, WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon retained the title over Jeff Jarrett. Man Mountain Rock beat Mantar. Jean-Pierre Lafitte with the win over Scott Taylor. In the main event, WWF World Champion Diesel retained the title over Psycho Sid. Fatu defeated Eli Blue. Tatanka victorious over Bob Holly. Techno Team 2000 beat Tom Pritchard and Barry Horowitz, and Bret the Hitman Hart with the win over Hakushi. If you were in Halifax live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to help keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston wrestling sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.